Hello friends, hello and welcome. Good evening from me, Jennifer, at Personal Power Life Coaching Wellness. So it's wonderful to be together, and today we have a special evening segment because I usually like to make my videos earlier in the day, but I thought that an evening video would be very relevant to you and to me because we all get busy and the end of the day comes along and then we know we have tomorrow and that there are things that we still have to prepare. So maybe for you, it's preparing dinner for tomorrow. And for others, we are preparing a green juice. So today we are making celery juice because that is my favorite to have every day on an empty stomach. And if I don't have enough celery, then I definitely combine it with something else like a cabbage or cucumber or apple or beetroot, and carrots are really great as well. So whatever you have. I've also done kale stems, particularly the stems because they're the thick hard part that is not really edible. So instead of throwing it away, you could actually make it in the juice and the machine will take care of doing all the hard chewing, and you will just reap the benefits and rewards of having a wonderful machine that juices everything up for you, and you just get the nutrients, the enzymes, the minerals, and all the benefits. You wouldn't get the fiber in the juice because it's just extracting the liquid, the water content with the vitamins. So this is why green juices are really optimal because they have a low sugar content. So if you're concerned about having too much sugar in your nutrition, then a green juice really fits the bill. And that said, I'm not a sugar phobic as long as it is natural, organic sugars that come from fruits, vegetables, and honey. I do consume honey, ideally, preferably, mostly raw honey. I know vegans technically don't consume honey because it's an animal like produced food, but I don't go as far as the honey. That's the only exception for me. So in any case, let's continue. So as I said, the question is, would we rather take a pill or several pills every day of our life? Or would you rather get to make a juice or a smoothie every day of your life? Because when you think of that question, it really is quite stark, the comparison. Would you rather take a pill? And we're talking about pills that are probably required for some kind of health improvement, because otherwise we might feel like we're in danger in our health. But a juice doesn't have that same connotation. It doesn't have chemicals. It doesn't have preservatives. It doesn't have any artificial sweeteners or artificial ingredients, flavorings, unnatural flavorings, and additives. It's just a juice with all the vitamins and nutrients. And the nice thing is you can actually pick and select from the diversity and variety, the kaleidoscope of Mother Earth and her offerings in terms of which herbs, which fruits and vegetables you find to be the most beneficial for your particular requirements. So in this case, I am doing something focusing on digestion, optimizing my stomach health, hydrochloric acid, clear skin, clear thinking, cleaner liver function, cleaner pancreas, and overall cleansing the internal organs. And I achieve that, I believe, through the celery juice every day. And if it's not celery juice specifically, whatever juice you're having, as long as you are not adding any more sugar to it. No added sugar, no brown sugar, coconut sugar, date sugar, palm sugar, white sugar, xylitol, erythritol, stevia. You don't need that if you're having a green juice, because the purpose and the point of it is for it to be a natural tonic, a sort of healing tonic that's totally natural. And you don't want to add any artificial things to it, because then you really disintegrate the integrity of it. And I sort of feel like it's a wasted effort, because I mean, you want to make it homemade. You're making something fresh from original ingredients yourself. And there's something unique about that, in that it entails you not adding other external fake things. But when we buy things at a store, they usually add like sugar, like it just is as it is, and it's not the same. So think of like what your focus is, and if you want the integrity and the purity, then focus on the simple ingredients without all the added fake stuff. Okay, no fake stuff, because you're not fake. So let us go ahead. I've set up our juicer. We've got there the celery, and this is jackfruit. I love jackfruit, and the jackfruit is amazing. This one I think came from India. And then we've got lemongrass. Lemongrass, I have not bought lemongrass in a long time, but it's really nice. I remembered now, because I had bought some years ago, that it's actually quite hard. So the edible part is tiny compared to the whole big stalk. So probably the best thing is to cook it if you're cooking your food, or make a tea, or put it in a stew or a soup, or boil water and then have it as a tea concoction. I think that would be really magical. So I'm going to do that instead to maximize the lemongrass. And so in any case, we have here our celery pieces already washed. I have some leftover tomatoes right there. So this is some tomato and some ginger pieces, because that was left over from my dinner and I didn't want to store it and I don't want to throw it away. So I think that making it in the juice is really a smart way to maximize my ingredients. And you may want to, that's a tip in case you want to reduce wastage, because yeah, I mean, you buy your things, you make you work, you take your time, and then the last thing you want to do is throw away good food if it's not necessary to be thrown away. So I'm going to now just turn it on, and again, as mentioned, it's for tomorrow for work, so I'm going to make it. It's the end of the day. I would really love to just go out for a walk right now and not have to think about washing the machine after, but it's kind of part of the process. So you just do it, get used to it. It becomes easier and smoother and faster, and then eventually you get to the point where you even want to make a video about it, because you're just in that place at that time. So you're constantly evolving, you're constantly changing in an upward trend, sort of an ascending spiral, and just keep going in what you believe in, what makes you feel good, okay? So, and I'm just gonna put the nice, beautiful plant over here to keep us company, and onwards and upwards. So celery is ready, and one more thing is the gloves, because otherwise, spending so much time in our kitchens, it's very easy to get our hands and the nails soggy, and it's just nice to avoid that. So, preparing our gloves, and let's do it. So everything is washed and chopped, and the key is to just stay motivated. We have all our ingredients. As long as you do your shopping at some point, then you are good to go. Okay, celery. And I like to cut the pieces small so the machine has an easier time breaking them down, and it can even be, I feel like it enhances the output of the juices because there's a smaller surface area, so the machine can work better towards the end of yielding and extracting. My machine is a slow rotating machine, so it takes a little bit longer, and I prefer it that way, as you can see. So now the juice is coming out over here, and we can now open the spout. Wow, this one's gonna be so good because we just know it's going to be really nice. Alrighty, so this is that. So you'll be able to see actually as everything comes out. So celery. I sort of feel like at this point celery could be someone's name. And this part of the celery that I chose to juice today is particularly white, and that means it's going to be especially delicious. So if you do not like celery, or you're concerned about the taste being horrendous because you're not used to it, then I would recommend to start by juicing the white part, the stalk, the base or the stem of the celery, because that part is sweeter and you'll get a sweeter flavor, which is of course more desirable for most of us. Even I love that part very much. If I ever juice, like when I juice the leaves, the top part mostly, it's quite bitter. And I feel like that is very medicinal too. So this one is going to be so nice. And I added about 1/3 of a red tomato, a medium red tomato, because that's what I had left over from dinner. Okay. So perhaps for you it's not celery exactly that you want to juice. Maybe you don't really feel like celery and it's not accessible to you, but perhaps you really enjoy cucumbers and cabbage. And even beetroot is really good for cleaning the liver and stimulating bile function. And bile is a liquid produced by the pancreas in order to break down and metabolize fats. So if you're concerned that maybe you need to clean your liver, or you have too much fat in your diet, or you feel just like congested, then it could be that your hydrochloric acid is not in an optimal state. And also your bile functioning is overwhelmed right now due to the type of nutrition or lack thereof. If you're consuming a lot of processed packaged foods or foods with preservatives. And also we are all exposed to environmental toxins and pollutants, pesticides in our foods. So we can't really escape it 100%. And the key is, as long as we maintain a clean, healthy, wholesome diet, that really goes a long way to ensuring that you're optimizing your liver's functioning, your pancreas, your gallbladder. I think actually it's the gallbladder that produces the bile. I was listening to a Dr. John Bouillard, who studies Ayurvedic medicine and nutrition and healing. So just been learning from that. And I think that we have enough celery juice at this point, although I could continue because I have just a couple more. And I am somewhat somewhat tempted to make the lemongrass, but I shall not. It does feel kind of hard. It's very stick-like. And these are my favorite parts of the celery, the sort of base of every stalk, which has the little leaves. It's just my favorite. It's the most tender, the sweetest, and also you get the nutrition. And here we have some jackfruit for tomorrow, lest it go bad. And it's so good. So we've got that. I think that's a celery juice. Let me just make some more. Yeah, why not? I think that celery is really one of my favorite vegetables now. So if you would like to just start consuming more vegetables, you feel like you don't like them, but you would like to like them, you want to. I was once upon a time like that. I didn't like vegetables as a little girl, but then one day I prayed and I was like, oh God, please help me to enjoy vegetables. And now I really love them. And I love most vegetables except for eggplant and okra and probably bitter gourd because it's very bitter. I made a juice about it. I made a juice from bitter gourd and I made a wellness video, so you can look at that one. It has 0 sugar, literally no sugar in bitter gourd juice. But today it is celery juice time, and celery does have some beneficial sugars and mineral salts. So the juice is ready. It is all done. I like to reverse shift gear. I could even see that some of it is coming out from the base. And I shall show you what it looks like, the pulp, if you can. So take a look at that. This is the pulp. This is where the dry part comes out. And it is really, really dry. So it's a nice, it's really cool because it really extracts it. It comes out in little blocks, little chunks. So that's really neat. Little pieces. So it really extracts a good portion. And then look at this nice juice. It's fresh juice for tomorrow. A little bit of 1/3 tomato because we had that. And then some ginger too. So I really am trying to tip it over so you can see. There it is. All right, I think that looks really nice. So yeah, so this is what we've got. And let me see, a little bit more than 16 ounces. The top black line indicates that. And then what I do every night is I leave it overnight. And then tomorrow morning I transfer it to my thermos and I take it to work. And then I have it at the best time, which is usually, it's usually 11 a.m. depending on what the day's looking like. So that's the fridge. Just a lot of fruits and vegetables, mostly lots of fruits, and then some nuts and seeds, soaked dried fruit. And yeah, so that's it. Finish that, and that's it. So now we're gonna wipe the machine down, put away the jackfruit, celery for tomorrow. We have lemongrass for a juice, tea. I think tea would be suitable. And that's it. So get yourself your juicer and you can't go wrong. You'll have a wonderful time. Your family will enjoy, you will enjoy, probably your mate, either your wife or husband will get into it as well if you're the motivator. And just watch the magic unfold. Magical things will and do happen. So just keep going. And that's it for today for Personal Power Life Coaching, keeping you juiced up, jazzed up, motivated to live a healthy life by sharing this message. And that's it for now. So juicing, today we made celery, about 90% celery, and then 5% tomato and 5% ginger. Really nice, really, really nice. lycopene, healthy mineral salts to balance the body's sodium content, to hydrate, to stimulate healthy hydrochloric acid. The tomatoes have lycopene, although they say you have to cook them to activate the lycopene, but I still know that we get the nutrients. It's impossible not to get the nutrients because it's in a juice form and it'll be absorbed right into our organs and bloodstream, and it'll be easily assimilated and digested. So that is what I believe, and what you get is whatever you believe in. So choose to believe the best and have faith, stay optimistic, have hope for a happier and happier future. Things are already good and they're only continuing to become and blossom even better and better and better. So that's it for now. It's time to go and wash the machine. Lots of love. I love you, and thanks for joining. I'm Jen from Personal Power Life Coaching. Be well, stay happy, and sleep tight. Bye.